Hello. My test, my test. I hope you can hear me. Yeah. Let me just move around my webcam for a while. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so sorry for keep you waiting. So I hope you can hear me. So yeah, I'm so sorry about today because we start like so late because I just actually arrived home. And yeah, I know a lot of students actually having the account exam tomorrow, isn't it? So what I can do is, yeah, I will go through the whole paper, and then tomorrow actually after your exam you can actually go through the paper. Yeah, and because one of the reason is we still I still want to discuss Pahang paper because I have so many requests about Pahang paper, and then they say it's very hard. Yeah, they say it's not easy. So now I'm still wondering. I want to discuss on Pahang paper 1 or Pahang paper 2. But yeah, definitely I will discuss on Pahang paper on tomorrow because your exam is on Thursday. Yeah, this is the best thing I can do for you because yeah, I have so limited time, so I just do my best to actually help you. Alright, so yeah, because yeah, some students ask me why no class in afternoon. Basically, I'm having class until just now, so I just finished my class. Alright, so yeah, since a lot of students, some say paper one, some say paper two. Okay, let me go through first, see which one is harder. Then I will pick that one. But mostly I will pick paper one because for me paper one is more challenging. Normally paper two the question is longer, but you only have about 12 to 15 question. So yeah, mostly I will choose paper one. But I will go through the paper and then I will see you guys again tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, is there anything you want to ask me before actually I start? Yeah, so if no, then I just do not want to waste your time. Then let's start. Um, okay, I guess have some connection issue. Okay, so we have some technical issue here. So just give me a moment. Display capture. Why is it? It cannot detect it. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess it should be okay. Uh, Alright, so I hope all of you actually can see the paper. Let me move to the question number 1 first. And yep. So if everyone can, okay, so everyone can see the paper, right? Yeah, for those who have account exam tomorrow, I will highly recommend you go to rest first, and then yeah, you will see the replay. You will see the replay tomorrow. Yeah, because you need to focus on your account paper definitely. All right, so okay, let's move on to the paper. Okay, so let's have a look on the first question. Okay, so yes, I guess it's very lag, right? So let me see, is there anything I can do? Okay, so many technical problem today. Okay, so duration. Okay, so I'm actually quite new to this kind of thing, so I trying to how to let me just try to check how to make it like more smooth a bit. So steam here. Okay. Should I make my bit rate smaller a bit? 64. Alright. So I guess it's about the connection issue. Yeah, so yeah, it will delay a bit because yeah, even I'm using the Uni 5 here, but then it still doesn't seem like very stable because the YouTube here actually, they say that my stream line here is average only. So yeah, I already choose the higher speed right now. So okay, so just move on. If you still think very lags, then maybe you just tolerate about the few seconds. Yeah. So okay, so let's have a look on the first paper here. I mean the second paper, first question here. Okay, so solution by skill drawing is not acceptable. That means you cannot use a ruler to measure. And then diagram 1 actually should show the quadrilaterals OPQR, where O is the origin. Okay, so for this kind of question, I think it's quite easy. So the equation of the straight line PQ is 4x plus 3y equals 25, and QR is x minus 4y minus 11 equal to 0. Okay, the question asks you to find k, and then you realize that the coordinate r here, the coordinate r basically is on the lines of RQ, right? So what I will do is I just substitute the coordinate r into the equation of RQ, that's all. So this is my x value, this is my x value, this is my y value, right? So x I substitute into x, y I will substitute in the y. Choose the equation RQ. Okay, so therefore I have x minus 4y minus 11 equals to 0. Then I will solve this one to find what is my k. So therefore 4k will equals to negative 12. K should equals to negative 3. Right, so just very easy. You can get 2 marks. You just need to know that which equation the r located, and then you just substitute into it. Okay, so and then let's move on to the next one. Okay, they ask you to show that OPQ is 90 degree. So where is OPQ? OPQ. So you need to show this one is 90 degree. So in order to show this one, my idea is I will do the gradient 1 multiply with the, okay, I will do the gradient 1 multiply with the gradient 2. And then I do until the end, I will get negative 1. If I can get the negative 1, means it is the perpendicular. So this is the logic here. So therefore I will find a gradient of OP, and then I will multiply the gradient of PQ, and then see what we got. Okay, gradient of PQ, I can easily get the gradient of PQ by rearranging my equation, make it into the y equals to mx plus c. So therefore I will, okay, let me erase this one. So limited space. So this one is negative 3, right? Let me write it down first. Alright, so I will rearrange this equation, make into y equals to mx plus c. So y basically equals to negative 4 over 3x plus 25 over 3. You just rearrange this equation, and then you will get this thing. And then so from here, we actually know that the gradient is this one, right? So I will sub into the PQ, which is negative 4 over 3. And then I will want to find what is my gradient of OP. O is 0, 0, right? So y minus y, which is 3 minus 0 over x minus x. Alright, so then I will just solve this one. So 3 over 4 multiply negative 4 over 3, I get negative 1. Then I will write shown. Because this is how we actually show that actually we will get the 90 degree here. Okay, so let's move on to the C here. Okay, so the point T moves such that the distance from P is always 5 units, and then find location of T. So you have a T, the T actually will move around the P, and then the question say that you want to show that, okay, T is the locus line here. So they want to show that PT will always equals to 5. So T, I do not have the coordinate. I'm going to let it become X and Y. So therefore, I say whenever you see the you see the locus, right, you know you need to use the distance formula. Okay, because it's related to the distance. Okay, so what I will do is I just use the distance formula. I can easily get the correct answer. So let me just erase this one, and then I will do over here. So therefore I will do the PT. I have the coordinate P, right? So I will use the distance formula here. I will say this dt equals to 5 because the question says so. So then I will just substitute the thing for myself. So will equals to 5. So this is X and Y. Alright, so X will be X minus X, which is X minus 4. And then Y minus 3. Okay, because P is basically 4, 3. And then T is actually XY, right? Yeah, X minus X squared plus Y minus Y squared. I move the square root to the other side, it becomes square, so you get 25 because it's 5 squared. And then we'll expand the bracket here. So here you basically get X squared minus 8X plus 16. And then plus Y squared minus 6Y plus 9. Alright, I just rearrange this one. I can easily get the answer. So X squared plus Y squared minus 8X minus 6Y. Okay, we need to solve the numbers. This is 25 minus 25 equals to 0. So then this one will be your locus equation. Alright, so let me move on to the next one. So this one is just like that. So 3 mark is very easy to get. So why when equals to -1 means 90 degree? I don't understand. Okay, because of what? Because you just need to understand about that formula. Gradient 1 multiply gradient 2. If gradient 1 multiply gradient 2 equals to 2, is mean nothing here. Because yeah, when both gradient multiply together equals to 2, it means nothing. However, if you get the gradient 1 multiply gradient 2, you solve until the end, you get -1. It means that both of these gradient is perpendicular. One of it will be gradient 1, the other one will be gradient 2. So therefore, just now I trying to prove it, and the end I get -1 is actually show that they are perpendicular. Right? I hope you can actually understand that. It's just a formula. It's just a formula. Alright, thanks for student who trying to help me to explain to her. Okay, so I will skip the simultaneous. So I guess all of you can do simultaneous. There's nothing much for me to do also. Okay, this is I will say this is a K-BAT question. But this K-BAT question they actually changed from one of the question from a reference book. So it's not too hard. For me, it's not too hard, but yeah, maybe it's hard for some student. Okay, so let's do about this one. So Arjun is releasing yo-yo ball 48 centimeter from his finger. So you can see the diagram here is 48 centimeter from his finger. He let the yo-yo ball move up and down vertically, so it's 90 degree by itself. After the first bound, the yo-yo ball pulse 33 out of 3 over 4 from its previous length as shown in the diagram 3. So the yo-yo ball continue pulsing until it stopped. Alright, this kind of thing, continue pulsing until it stopped, actually is trying to hint me that if I want to find the total distance, right, it will be sum of infinity. Okay, why I say this kind of question, the total distance will be sum of infinity? Because basically you imagine when you keep on pulsing back, right, it can become very minimum, but then it will still move a little bit until certain time, then only it will stop. It will totally stop. So before the thing become totally stop, right, actually it has a lot of the minimum distance. Very minimum distance, maybe it's 0.1 centimeter, 0.01 centimeter until it's totally stopped. So because you have so many minimum distance over there, so in order to sum all of it, So I will just use sum of infinity. Another hint about sum of infinity is your r actually must less than 1. So when your r is less than 1, right, you will get a very small values of your last term. Then yeah, this is the idea of knowing you need to use the sum of infinity to find the total distance later. Alright, so okay, let's start about this question. I haven't started yet. So okay, what the question want? The question asks you to find the number of pulse when the distance of the yo-yo ball from Arjun finger is 46.48. Okay, so over here, you are able to see this is Arjun finger. So the distance from Arjun finger is 46.48. I guess the distance here need to be 46.48. That means when the yo-yo ball pulse back, the distance for pulse back is just 48 minus this value. Definitely, I will use the calculator to calculate this one. So 48 minus 46.48, I guess you will get 1.52. That means they only pulse back 1.52 centimeter. Alright, so therefore, over here, because the 48 centimeter is when the Arjun actually dropped the yo-yo ball. So it cannot consider 48 is the first pound. In fact, this question already be very kind to you. They already tell you this one is your first pound. So this one is the first pound. That means I will assume this one is my A. Definitely, the question tell me it will be 3 over 4 of my previous length, right? So it's just 3 over 4 multiply my 48. Because I want to know what is my values of A. So definitely I know this is 36 centimeter. So I will assume my A is 36. And then the next one, basically, this one is, for this one, T2 is just a 3 over 4 multiply 36. And then you will get 27. And then you 3 over 4, you multiply this one, you'll get another term. Alright, so now, in order to solve this question, my logic is like, at which term my length will actually equals to 1.52. So I want to find the Tn will equals to 1.52. And then in order to do the Tn we know the formula is ARn minus 1. So in order to find n, I want to make sure I have A and I have R. But in this case, I have A. A is the first term. I mean the first pound over here, which is 36. And R, they already tell you R is 3 over 4. So therefore, I will just sub everything into the equation and make it equals to 1.52. So I will say something like this. So I will say A R 3 over 4 n minus 1 equals to 1.52. Then I will solve this one to find which is my n value. Yeah, what is my n value? Then I can easily get the answer. So yeah, 3 over 4 I can change to decimal 0.7. Is it 0.75? Should be right. Yeah, I just 3 over 4. Yeah, so n minus 1, and then I will move my 36 to the other side. Alright, and then what I will do next is I will add the log 10 for both sides. And log rule tell me that power I can move in front. So I have n minus 1 and then log 0.75 equals to log this answer here. So let me just use the calculator to see what is that value. So I will say, when I write LG mean log 10, alright, I hope you get it. 36. So it's negative 1.37446, something like that. Okay, so in order to find the n minus 1 here, I will move the log 75 to the other side. Is basically it will divide it 37446 over LG 0.75. So I will use the answer just now, divide by log 0.75, and then I will get 11. N minus 1 equals to 11. So my n value is just 12. That means when he actually dropped the yo-yo ball, right, you can actually know that at the 12 pound here, the length is basically is 1.52. That means at the 12 pound here, the distance from the Achong hand is basically 46.48 centimeter. Alright, so yeah, so I hope you can understand. I see some question here. Okay, why use Tn not Sn? Okay, because of the question, because they ask you that the number of pounds when the distance of yo-yo ball from Achon hang is 46.48. So over here, they just want to know like which number of pound. Whenever you didn't see a word total, right, mostly is not Sn. Not Sn, they will say the total distance, blah 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 blah. You see a word total, then you know it's Sn. This one, they just want to know about which pound. So why the first term is 36? Because the question says so. If you read the question, you see the question carefully, you can see here you have a word first pound, isn't it? So first pound, that's definitely this one is the first term. It's given. Why the first term is not 46.48? Okay, 46.48 is the distance from the Achun hand. Okay, so you just read the question. It's quite easy to actually understand this question. You're just trying to read the question carefully. Alright, so let me move on. Okay, so B will be quite tricky a little bit. Okay, for B actually they asked about total distance. So total distance, I know I need to use the Sn. Okay, so travel by the yo-yo ball from the first bound until it stopped. But because until it stopped, I'm not going to use the Sn. I will use the sum of infinity. Because until it stopped, just now I just explained you have so many minimum distance, right? But now you have a small problem here. Because the yo-yo ball actually it will drop down and then it will pulse up again. So when it pulse up, right, it have another distance. I'm trying to take another pen to actually explain to you. So that means this one is actually drop down and then it pulse up. So basically you have so many of this distance, you have to plus all together. But when this is drop, this is pulse up, right? But at the same time, until the next one is actually it will drop again. So the drop distance, somehow it will same distance with the pulse up. So that's why if you can get the idea, that's why I know. So I'm going to erase here because I need the place to explain. So that's why I know when it pulse up, when first pulse here, at the end it will still drop down. Then he will pulse up again, it will drop down. And then he will pulse up again, then he will drop down again with the same distance. So what I will do is, when I do the sum of infinity for all the pulse up, right? And then at the same time, I will also do the sum of infinity for all the drop down. Because both distance I will plus together. So in short, basically what I mean is the sum of infinity I will multiply 2. Okay, so this is what I will do. And then after I multiply 2 for sum of infinity, then only I plus 48. Because 48 is the only drop here, and then you pulse up, you cannot get back the 48, right? Because when you drop 48, you pulse up with 36. So you don't have the same distance. So I will take the 48 out first. Okay? So I will always let the first pound will be the 36. Alright, so here I will assume my A is 36 and my R is 304 is given. So when I do the sum of infinity here, sum of infinity formula is A over 1 minus R. So I will just sub my value into it. So my sum of infinity, okay, so this one is sum of infinity of pounds back, okay, because some student might feel a bit confused of pound, right? So it's just 36 over 1 minus 3 over 4. Alright, so you can easily get some value here, 1 over 4. So basically you will get 144. Okay, but 144 is basically pounds back, right? So I will say pounds back, but then it will drop down again. So sum of infinity of drop down is still 144 if you sub into the formula. So therefore I will plus them together. So therefore, I will say the total distance is 144 plus 144 plus the first time it dropped, which is 48. Then I will get my answer, which is 336 centimeter. This is the total distance it traveled. So you might ask why need to plus 48, because 48 is also the distance traveled, right? Okay, some students don't get it. Okay, so let me just explain one more time. So the 144 is when the yo-yo ball powers back. So I'll draw an arrow. And then another 144 is the total distance, is actually dropped down. This one, 48, is the first drop. Okay, so yeah, this is why I get this value. Okay, so yeah, R is the ratio actually, because what? Because if you keep on if you find out the first three term, right, you can know this is GP. So this is GP, definitely that one is R. Alright, so yeah, the question here already state is its first pound, because a lot of students just like so panic, why the first pound is not 48? Because the question says so. Even the question didn't say this kind of question, you need some logics or common sense to actually think about that. Okay, so I hope you actually get it, and don't panic, just relax and read the questions. Okay, so okay, the diagram 4 is a histogram. It's a histogram that shows a numbers of hours of a overtime job done by the worker in the factory for the first 3 months of the year. So this is number of worker. So first thing is I want to find what's the total number of worker here. So if of here represent 10, right? So therefore I have 10 here, I have 40 here, I have 10 here, I have 30 here, I have 20 here. You should be able to see this one, right? So basically I will plus them together, 110. Okay, so I know my n equals to 110. This is my total number of worker here. Okay. Okay. First, I will say the way they ask this one is a bit confusing. So I'm going to call this one a K-bar question. They ask about find the number of hours of the overtime job done by most of the worker. Right, so that means I guess done by most of the worker here means the mode. They want to find what is the mode value. So in order to find a mode value in MF, right? So what we will do is, normally if you sketch the histogram by yourself, you will actually from the edge here, or you can say from the vertex or from the corner here, you will connect to the next histogram corner. So basically from the lower bound connect to the lower bound of the next histogram, and then we'll do the same thing for this. From this corner I will connect it to the next the previous histogram upper bound, and then the value on the middle, this one is my mode value. Alright, so this is how we actually get the mode value here. But because both of here is the same height, so when I cross like this, I know this one is the middle value of 100.5 and 150.5. Alright, so no, this one is to find the mode value, is not the median. Okay, because the median, I don't think the median is using this method. Is median using this method? It's mode, right? It's not mistaken. Yeah, you're just trying to scare me. Okay, so I want to find a value on the middle here. So yeah, so basically it's just 100.5 plus 150.5 and then divided by 2. So therefore I will use the calculator, 100.5 plus 150.5 and then divided by 2. So my answer will be 125.5. That's all. Okay, how do we know is the mode value? Because when done by the most, what is the meaning of mode? Most actually is mean the highest frequency, right? Highest frequency means the most frequency. So over here the word most actually represents the highest frequency. Okay, so yeah, I hope you can get it. So if you understand, then I'm going to move on to the second one. Yeah, because over here this is the number of hour, right? So they ask you to find the number of hour. So number of hour actually is on the x-axis. On the x-axis, all the value here is the number of hour. But of the overtime job done by the most of the worker, that means you need to find from the frequency here, which is y-axis here, which one is your highest one. So definitely we know this one is the highest one, isn't it? So from highest one, how do I get the value? So in order to get the value, this is the way. You basically need to draw a cross lah. Mean you have to from the edge here connect to the other edge of your next histogram, and from this edge connect to the other one to find the mode value. If in the exam sometimes you actually will draw this histogram yourself using a graph paper, and then this is how you actually find the mode value if you draw it by yourself. Okay, so alright, so I will just do the second one. Okay, so find the average number of hours done by workers. So the average number here is means. Yeah, so I find this question a bit tricky because the question do not want to straight away tell you is its mean. So it will use a lot of like common words to actually tell you. Okay, so this is mean. So mean we know is sum of fx over sum of f. So this is the reason why we need to find the mid-interval for every single one, and then we will multiply the frequency. Alright, so okay, so I will just do it quickly. Okay, so just now we got this is 40. So I will get the mid-interval for this one. This one I guess is 50.5 plus 100.5 divided by 2 is 75.5. So this one just plus 50, so it will be 125.5 just plus, so you'll get 175.5, and then this is 225.5, this is 275.5. Alright, yeah, find the midpoint. Find the midpoint for each of it, and then I will multiply the frequency. Okay, so therefore, okay, let me just use a space here because if I scroll down, I worry you cannot see it. So therefore, it's something like 75.5, and then you will multiply 10 later. So yeah, but never mind, I write everything together. So 125.5, you will multiply 40, and then plus 175.5, you will multiply 10, and then plus 225.5, you'll multiply 30, and then plus 275.5, you'll multiply 20, divided by the total frequency 110, and then you can easily get the answer. Okay, so let's move on. This is how to find. Okay, so you have another question. Okay, this question, the way they tell is very creative also, but this one is not hard to get because when you see 25% is either is first quarter or is the third quarter. Depend, they count the 25% is from the bottom or from the top, because 25% is 1 over 4. So if from the top, you just imagine like 1 minus 1 over 4, you get third quarter. So you have to read the question. 25% actually indicates about either Q1 or Q3. Okay, so this is some trick here. Okay, so Excellent Worker Award will be given to the 25% of the worker who did the most overtime job. Find the minimum numbers of hours of overtime done by the worker who qualified for the award. So this one, because they did the most overtime job, right? So that's mean if you draw out the histogram, if you draw out the ogive here, okay, so that's mean they want the top 25%, right? Because it's a top worker, right, who are most hardworking in the factory, something like that. So that's mean they want the 25% here. They want a 25% here. So the 25% here actually will contribute certain number of hours. So this is the top 25%, right? So this is the reason why they're actually finding the Q3, because top 25% actually, if you read from the bottom, this one that's mean either from the bottom you're going up 75%. So this is the reason why they want to find the third quartile. So if they want to find the third quartile, you have to use the third quartile formula. So I hope you know how to do the third quartile formula. So basically you need to use the lower boundary of third quartile. Okay, so lower boundary of the third quartile plus 3 over 4. I mean plus 3 over 4 multiply your n minus your cumulative frequency before the first quartile divided by frequency of the third quartile multiply with class size. Alright, this is basically the formula. So what I will need to do is, okay, I want to know which class here is my third quartile. So just now I have 110 worker here, right? So what I will do is I will do the 3 over 4, which is 75%, multiply my 110. Alright, so you want to plus 1 also can, because some reference book actually will ask you to plus 1. So you just do the 3 over 4 multiply 110, which is the total. So you get 82.5. So that means your third quartile will fall in this value. So I want to know where exactly is the 82.5. So then I will sum up one by one. This is 10. So this is 50. Okay, 10 plus 40. 10 plus this one I got 50. 50 plus 10 I got 60. 60 plus 30 I got 90. So I know that 82.5 actually located in these classes. Okay, so if you know it actually located in these classes, then I can use the Q3 formula here. So the third quartile formula is, so first thing, this is my class, right? So I will take the lower boundary of it, which is this value. This is upper bound, 250.5 is upper bound. So I take the lower bound, which is 200.5, plus 3 over 4 multiply the n. N means 110. 110 is a total value here, minus the cumulative frequency before this class. So the cumulative frequency before this class, that means I need to plus all of them, which is cumulates. You need to cumulate them. So 10 plus 40 plus 10 is 60. Divided by frequency of this class. So this class, the frequency basically is 30, right? So it's over 30. And then you multiply the class size. What is the class size here? So basically you take the upper bound minus the lower bound. And then you realize the class size here basically is 50. So multiply with 50. And then you just use the calculator. Okay, so yeah, if you don't know why this symbol need to be plus, you just go to refer back to your formula. This is formula. Okay, so let me just use the calculator to solve this one. So I got 3 over 4 multiply 110 minus 60 divided by 30 multiplied by 50 plus 200.5. So my answer will be 238. So that's mean from, okay, because here is, okay, so 238 definitely is within here, is about here, 238. That's mean in this company, if the worker who actually work more than 238 hours, and then the worker will get some bonus or award. Alright, so yes, so I hope you get the idea. If you don't get the idea, okay, I guess a lot of students, you are very lost. If you're very lost, so I try my best to help you here. So let's check out the formula. I hope the formula is given here. Yes. Okay, basically, I'm using this formula. But I changed, because this formula is for median. Median basically is mean Q2. So if I want to, okay, so let me explain about median first. Actually, the idea is actually still the same. Okay, if this is Q2, the L value here, this one L value here is the lower boundary of is the lower bound of median class of your median class. Okay, then n is a total value, nothing special about n. F will be the cumulative frequency. It's a cumulative frequency before the mean you have to accumulate, you have to sum all the cumulative frequency. Sum of cumulative frequency before the median class. And then the FM here, this is the frequency of the median class. Means the median class itself have the frequency, right? And then the last thing, the C here, is the class size. How big is your class here? So when this one change to Q3, that's mean that whenever you see the word median class, have to change to Q3. That's mean the median class here, you need to change to lower boundary of third quarter class. And then you have to sum of cumulative frequency of the Q3. And then the 1/2, because the median is 1/2. But if Q3 third quarter, Q3 is a third quarter, alright? Q3 is a third quarter. Third quarter, this one need to change to 3/4. Alright, the rest actually is the same. So yeah, basically this is how everything go on here. So yeah, so if you still do not understand, please go to check out my video. if not, because each question I need to teach until very detailed, I don't think we can finish by 1 or 2 a.m. There's so many things I will need to explain. Alright, so yeah, I hope actually can at least help you a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry that I cannot go until so detailed, but because there's a lot of students here, so I want to like make an average. Okay, so and then I also need to finish early. Then you all can actually rest early. Alright, so this is another K-bar question. I would say this question, when I first time I do this one, actually I think it's quite hard because why? The whole diagram didn't give me any information. So over here, since the whole diagram never give any information, they only tell me that okay, this U shape here is the equation. Definitely I know the U shape here is the quadratic equation here. Because normally when I see this kind of question, at least it will tell me some distance or some height. But since the question doesn't tell anything, so what I will do is I will assume on the floor itself, which mean on the ground itself, I will assume on the ground itself, sorry, ground is Andy. Okay, on the ground over here means the floor here, the y will equal to 0. Okay, this is what I will do. Because if you have the exit here, I will just assume the ground actually will fall on the y-axis. You will get something like this. Okay, this, and then you ask me why can I assume like that? Because I have no choice, because this question doesn't give me any information. Alright, so and yeah, then I do some testing and I have the marking scheme. So this is the reason why I got the answer also. But if I don't have the marking scheme, I have to assume some value by myself. Yes, I mean the x-axis. I mean the x-axis, not y-axis. Alright, so yeah, I'm not sure why I'm so blurred. But anyway, okay, so what the first question want? They want the width of the dranks. So they want to know like what's the size of this longgang. So yeah, longgang is in Malay. So they want to know about the width here. So in order to find the width here, the logic is quite simple. You need to get these two coordinates. So if you can get these two coordinates, use the largest one to minus the smaller one, then you get the idea. So because the value here is on the x-axis, right? This one means x-intercept. Is x-intercept, we know y is definitely equals to 0. So I will sub 0 into my y here, and then I solve this equation. So, of course you can use the calculator. If you don't want to use the calculator, I will multiply 5 for the whole equation because I want to simplify it. Plus 250, and then I try to factorize here. Is 2x and x. In order to get 60, I think is 25, 50, 25 and 10. Alright, so it's minus. So your x should be 10 over 2, which is 5, and your x will be 25. Alright, so that's mean I hope I don't did any mistake. 50, yeah, should be correct. That's mean the value here is 5, the value here is 25, so the width of the longgang is just 25 minus 5, which is 20. That's all. So why did you assume y equals to 0? Yeah, because on the x-axis, right, you know all the coordinate on the x-axis, the y will be 0. So if you don't understand, yeah, I still be very kind to you. I will give you some example. Let's say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So 1 here we actually call 1, 0. 2 here we actually get called 2, 0. 3 here we actually will call it 3, 0. And I want you to find something in common. You realize all of the y value is 0, isn't it? So therefore, I know that on the x-axis, on the x-axis, all the y must equal to 0. Alright, this is some logic. So what unit you need to put here, I don't know. If you ask me, maybe I will put units. Because here, this question doesn't give me any information. So this is the reason why I can't put any unit here. Okay, why not is 25 plus 5? Definitely it's not. Okay, so sorry, my diagram here confused you because this is positive 5, right? My y-axis will be here. Alright, so the here will be 20. Okay, because some student might think this is negative 5 and then they will think I just randomly draw a diagram there. Alright, so it's minus. Okay, so let's move on to the second one. Okay, you want to find the maximum depth here. Okay, in order to find the maximum depth, that means you want to know what is the depth here. Maximum depth here, that means you want to know the y value here. So you want to know the y value, there's many ways you can do. One of the way is a completing a square, is my least favorite. So you want to do a completing a square for this equation, yes, you can always do that. But because I know this is 5 and 25, right? So I know I can easily find the axis symmetry, right? The axis symmetry will be the mid value of these two. So I will do something like 5 plus 25 divided by 2, and then my mid value is 15. That means for the minimum coordinate here, my x will be 15. Then I can find my y value. Then I just sub the 15 into my equation. Then I get y equals to 2 over 5. 2 over 5, 15 square, minus 12, 15 plus 50. Yeah, this is how I get it. But of course you can do the differentiation and of course you can still do the completing square. All the way all of this method actually can help you to get the depth. Alright, so let me type in calculator. So you will get y equals to negative 40. So you know negative 40 basically is the value here, isn't it? So therefore, what is the depth here? So the maximum, I can't even spell depth, ph, yep. So you want the maximum depth basically equals to 40. So yeah, this is how you do. Yes, if you want to do the differentiation, yeah, you can always do that because at the maximum or minimum, dy dx will equal to 0, right? So then what you can do over here is you differentiate this one. So basically you will get 4 over 5x minus 12 equals to 0. Then you will get 4 over 5x equals to 12. Then you get x equals to 12 multiply 5 over 4. So you will get x equals to 15. Then you get x equals to 15. Then you sub back into the y here. Then you still get the same value, which is 40. Alright, so No, I'm not stressed, but I just a little bit tiring because already been teaching for whole day. So let's move on. We will break later because I guess not yet half, right? Let me see how many questions do we have it here. We will have 15 questions. We'll break at the question number 7 or number 8. Where are we now? We're now in the question number 6. Alright, so okay, so when I see you have 2x and then you want to prove you get this one, the 2 mark is too little. It's extremely too little because this is very difficult. So yeah, so if I'm the people who come out this exam, at least I will give 5 to 6 mark for this kind of question. Yeah, because yeah, you can't see, right? Basically it's just 2 mark here. So yeah, so because this question is very hard. Okay, let me think how to do. Okay, let us put out some tangent formula. So yeah, we need some formula to do this. So tangent 2x. What's the formula for tangent 2x? Tangent 2x basically will equals to 1 minus what is that? 1 minus 2 tangent x. Tangent 2 tangent x blah blah blah. What's the formula again? I cannot remember the formula. Is it tangent 2x and then 1 minus tangent square x? My god. I can't even remember what is tangent 2x. Yeah, 2 tangent x over 1 minus tangent square x. Yeah, I need to be more confident. Okay, where am I just now? Okay, 2 tangent x over 1 minus tangent square x. Yeah, so if you can remember the formula, you can do faster. Yeah, don't learn from me. I'm a bad example here. So okay, this is the formula I'm going to use here, and then I will substitute in, and then in order to get the cos 2x, there's 3 formula you can get cos 2x. One is something like cos square x minus sine square x, or is basically something like, if you change the sine square become 1 minus cos square, you have 2 cos square x minus 1, or is 1 minus 2 sine square x. Okay, so yeah, so you need to change everything. You need to solve this one first, and then at the end I want to get this thing. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we need a lot of space here. So we have tangent x over 2 tangent x over 1 minus tangent square x minus tangent x, right? Okay, since here is minus tangent x, my first idea is make them have the same denominator. I will multiply 1 minus tangent square x for both, because I want to make them have the same denominator. Alright, then I can minus. Alright, and then because a over b over c again, we know actually this one, if you do manually, you know this one actually is multiply tangent x. Yeah, I guess you guys cannot see that. Okay, never mind. I just write it down. So tangent x over 2 tangent x minus, okay, I'm going to multiply it into it, or I can leave like that. Never mind, I leave like this first. Tangent x 1 minus tangent square x over 1 minus tangent square x. Alright, this is what I will get. And then the next thing is, because I have a over a fraction, right? You just imagine a over, this is a fraction, right? B over c. So if a divided by b over c, I know this one actually equals to a multiply c over b. That's mean my C going to multiply with my A, my B will remain at the bottom. This is my C, right? So I'm going to move my whole C to the top here. And then this one will gone. Okay. Then the next thing I will do for this question is, I try to simplify it. So we have a tangent x. Okay, never mind. This one I leave like this first because I need to simplify it later. So this one I will just expand it. So we have 2 tangent x minus tangent x plus tangent cube x. Alright, then all have 2 tangent x I will minus with tangent x. Okay, 2 tangent x you can minus tangent x. Then you get 1 tangent x. So it will become 1 tangent x here. So what I will do is I will factorize out the tangent x from the bottom. So I get 1 plus tangent square x. Alright, so this one is basically tangent x, 1 minus tangent square x. Alright, then tangent and tangent definitely I will simplify. And then over here what I will do is, because I want to get something with sine and cos, until now we still don't see any sine and cos. So what I will do is, we know tangent square basically, you can sub the tangent square formula if you want, or you want to make it into a, I can make it into a sine square x over cos square x. And then this one is plus sine square x over cos square x. And then I will make the 1 have the same denominator. I multiply cos square, so 1 I will become cos square x over cos square x. This one I will change it into a cos square x over cos square x. Okay, then what happened here is, I will join them together and I will get something like this. If I join them together, we will need more space. Okay, so let me just scroll a little bit. Alright, so this one will be cos square x minus sine square x over cos square x over cos square x plus sine square x over cos square x. Okay, because this line is divide, so this one and this one I can simplify. You try to flip over the fraction at the bottom, you can simplify. And then the cos square x plus sine square x, actually this one is equals to 1. So equals to 1, I can ignore it. Then cos square x minus sine square x, actually we will get cos 2x. And then I'll write proven here. Okay, so I hope you actually can get it. Of course, if you check the marking scheme, it actually have another formula. Actually you can do the sine square x plus 1 equals to secant square. You can still do that also. So so this is the reason why I say this question, I mean, if this one in the real exam, I see this kind of question 2 mark, I will skip it first. Because I don't even care about this 2 mark. I want to get A, even without this 2 mark, I still get A. So I will skip this kind of question first. I mean, for real. So anyways, I don't think SPM will come out such a crazy question and give you 2 marks. Okay, so so let me just move on to the next one. Okay, so this one asks you to sketch a graph. For this one, this graph is actually not too hard, so I will try to sketch it over here. Okay. Do I need to explain, or I straight away draw my answer? Never mind, I explain a little bit. Okay, so I draw the one without the modulus. Will give you all some idea. Okay, so this is the cos 1x. Okay, not very nice. I draw again. First one, 2x mean you have 2 cycle, right? Second one. Alright, this is cos 2x. And then if you have the modulus, that means what? Whatever on the negative zone, whatever on the negative going to flip over. This one going to flip over. So you no longer have all this. So this is my graph. Okay, so if you understand, then I will draw it straight away. So basically I have something like this. One, yeah, still need one more and half. Okay, so I make it slightly longer. So this is my 2 pi, definitely. Middle, this one will be my 1 pi. Let me see how many value I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will divide 2 pi by 8. So that means each one will be pi over 4. Alright, so this is pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, 8 pi over 4. Nice. So this one will be my x. This one will be my y. Right, basically this is how I do this kind of question. So yeah, 3 mark. This one, okay, it's not yet finished. Definitely you have to mark your maximum value is 1 because the amplitude is 1. So make sure all here touch the maximum here because this is your maximum is 1. Right, so yeah, this is your graph. Alright, so then, hence of using the same axis, sketch the suitable straight line to find the number of solution. Okay, so this one is not hard, right? Because we know the whole thing here is actually equals to cos 2x. At the same time, cos 2x is actually equals to y, right? So therefore, I will call this one, the whole thing is y. So I will solve this one. X minus 2 pi y equals to 0. Then my 2 pi y will equals to x. So my y will equals to x over 2 pi. Alright, so it's so little space, so I'm so sorry I need to write until so little. Okay, so since you get it, this kind of thing you can arrange yourself. So y equals to x over 2 pi. So in order to draw the line, I will form the table. Okay, so I will form the table. I need two values for me to actually do this. So when I want to put my x value here, I will see the range here. The range here, it doesn't want you draw until 2 pi. They want 3 over 2 pi. 3 over 2 pi basically is 1.5 pi lah. Okay, so basically they ask you to draw until 3 over 2 pi. So I will start from 0 up to 3 over 2 pi. Okay, so I will just sub the x0 into this equation here. So when x equals to 0, y equals to 0. When x equals to 3 over 2 pi, I will just use 3 over 2 divided by 2. Then I will get 3 over 4, which is 0.75. Alright, so then I will plot these two coordinates. So let me use green color. So I got 0, 0. And 3 over 2 pi. Okay, this is 3 over 2. This is 3 over 2 pi. So I will get about 0.75 roughly here. And then I will just draw a straight line to connect them. And then I will find my number of solution here. So yeah, so how many number of solution I have it here? So basically I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5, I have 6. So number of solution equals to 6. Done. Okay. Yeah, so if the question asking about radian, you can't use degree. And if you are SPM MF student, when sketch a graph all the time in radian. So far, I never see any past year paper, they ask you to sketch a graph in degree. So you have to be able to use the radian. Normally radian, I just calculate how many angle I need to draw for it, and then I divide. Then I divide it by 2 pi. Okay, why not connect to the 2 pi? Because the question says so. The question says the range for this straight line is from 0 up to 3 over 2 pi only. So I will only draw until 3 over 2 pi. So because a lot of students will think that the range given here is no point one. So most of the students will just ignore about the range here. But I will tell you it's very important. Okay, so make sure you actually focus on the point. Okay, so yeah, of course you want to continue also can, but when you continue draw until 2 pi, you will accidentally count 2 more. You accidentally count 2 more or 3 more solution into it. So I will just stop it there. Okay. If the question asks you to draw to 3 over 2 pi, then you just draw up to 3 over 2 pi, then you stop there. Yeah, so if only want to draw up to 3/2 pi, that means your graph will be stopped over here. That means here is doesn't exist. Okay, so if you can understand, then I will move on to the next question, because now only question 6 and then we spend about 1 hour already. I am not sure whether tomorrow I can do paper 1 and paper 2 at the same time, because I finish my class at night. So I come back, unless you want to stay until very late with me. Yeah, but I think I will choose one of the paper lah, because you all need some rest also, because your Thursday is your MF paper. Alright, so okay, this question is not too hard, but this question got something very tricky here. Okay, you see a diagram, everything is given there. So diagram 7 will show a circle with a center O, the radius 7, PQ and PR are the tangent. So whenever I see the tangent, I will always draw a 90 degree here to give me some idea. When tangent to the center point always is 90 degree. Okay, at the point Q and R respectively. Alright, so they ask you to find this angle, basically quite easy. You know, to get this angle, I will basically divide into a right angle triangle, because these two is the same length. So these two triangle is exactly the same right angle triangle. Since I have right angle triangle over here, then what I will do over here, I need to find this angle and then I multiply 2, I can get that one lah. So I don't use this symbol because it will confuse you. I call it x. Okay, later. So theta basically equals to 2x. Alright, so I will find x, and then I will have this is 9 and this is 12. So then I will use tangent. So I will say tangent x equals to 12/9. Then I can easily get my angle. I want to make sure my calculator in radian. So shift tangent 12/9. So I will get 4.1317. And then I will multiply 2. I will get 8.2635 radian. Okay, it's very easy, this one. And then, yeah, this is a tricky part because I see 5 marks. Just now do so much, only 2 marks. So I guess this 5 marks shouldn't be so easy. And then at the beginning, I thought they just want to find the parameter of the shaded region or the parameter of the arc length, which is not. They want the minor segment. So first thing is, some students, if you do not understand what is a segment, basically you only can get few marks from here. So segment is like this. If you have the sector here, area of segment will be here. This one we call segment. Mean you can see the way I shade. This line, we will cut the sector. This line we call it chord. C-H-O-R-D. Okay, so basically if the question want area of segment, the question want you to find about this parameter. I mean, if the question want parameter or segment, they want you to find about this parameter. So what will happening here is, yes, I need to do the minor segment of QR. Where is my QR? QR is here. So that means over here, I will need to actually draw out this line by myself. And then, yeah, this is the segment. This is minor segment. Because this one is the major segment. Alright, so this one is the minor segment. Some term, yeah. So I hope you actually get some idea. If the question say major segment will be in blue color one. This one is called major segment. So they want a minor segment. So what I will do is, I need to find this arc length, and then I need to find this length as well. So since I know both is 12 here, yeah, basically you can use a triangle rule. I hope you actually see some triangle here. Yeah, you're able to see this triangle, right? So this triangle, you have 9 and 9 over here, and then you know this angle. We can use the cosine rule to find the straight line QR. So in order to get the parameter of the minor segment, I will need to find the QR plus the arc QR. I mean, why I write PQ when I say QR? QR. So I need to find the straight line QR plus the arc QR. This is my idea here. And I realized something. Yes, my radian is wrong because I suddenly, what's wrong with my values? 12 over 9. Why I will got 4 point something? I'm not sure just now what do I typing. This one should be 0.9273. Yeah, so I multiply 2 here is 1.8546. Or you can say 1.855. Okay, so yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah. You see, sometimes I do make carry mistake. But just now I type very carefully. Maybe I type something wrong. Okay, anyway, yeah, let's come back to this one. So in order to find the length of QR, I will use the cosine rule. I hope you know what is cosine rule. So it's basically A equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. And then I squared it. Okay, so yeah, you might not be able to see that. Okay, so I will use this formula to find my QR. So B and C is two sides, so it will be 9 squared plus 9 squared minus 2, 9 cos 1.8546. Okay, this is how we get the QR. And the arc QR basically is quite easy. S equals to, I will use the S equals to R theta formula. So S equals to R theta, so R is 9, theta is 1.8546. Alright, so I will just use the calculator to solve this one, then you can get 5 marks. So 9 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 multiply 9 multiply 9 multiply cos 1.8546. Alright, then I will square root my answer. I will plus with 9 multiply 1.8546. So my answer here is 31.09 centimeter. I hope this is correct. No need to change to degree. Okay, when you just have your calculator, in radian, then you can type in everything. Okay, so yeah, you don't need to change the degree. Okay, so yeah, we will have a small break after this question. So then the next one, they basically the question asks you to find the area of the shaded region. So the area of shaded region, basically my idea is I need to find the area of triangle, because just now I say this one is formed by two area of triangle, right? So I will find both area of triangle and then I minus this sector here. Okay, so shaded region. So area of triangle is easy, just 2 multiply the half multiply base multiply height. Okay, and then I minus the area of sector. Area of sector is half r square theta. So half my r is 9 square, my theta is 1.8546. Then yeah, half and 2 I simplified. So this one basically is 108 minus this one, 9 square multiply 1.8546 divided by 2. Yeah, 75.1113. So 108 minus my answer. So I got 32.89. Okay, so did you able to get it? I don't think I will do the linear programming later, but I will explain linear programming later. So what if I find a QR using the sine sine of the angle by splitting the triangle into, yeah, you can use any other methods to find the length of QR. There's no problem as long as you got the correct answer. So why I use the formula half Jejali square minus, or half Jejali square theta minus, you get okay, for the Hafiza, yeah, which part you are saying? You are saying the part A or part B? I guess you are using this formula, right? Half r square theta minus half r square sine theta. Yes. So yeah, you can't use this one. Why you can't use this form? Why you can't use this formula? This formula is to find the area of segment. That means this formula is to help you to find this part. You are not finding this area. So because they are not finding the area of segment, this is the reason why you cannot use that formula. Do I speak Malay? Yes, I can speak a little bit of Malay. So I did just now I see the J, I know it's Jejari, because at my time, my MF actually I study in Malay, but it's a long time ago, so I can't remember. I kind of remember the probability they call kepalang kalian, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of students might think you need to change the angle to degree, then only you can tap into a sine cos tangent in this calculator. In fact, you just make sure on the top here is radian, then you can straight away tap everything into it. You no need to change to the degree anymore. Alright, so what year were you in SPM? It's a long time ago. I can't even remember. Yeah, I'm very old. Okay, so anyway, so we'll have a short break. So you all can have some coffee and go to the washroom and drink some water. And yeah, if you have account exam, please go to rest. Yeah, so short break about 5 minutes. So we'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay. Alright, so yeah, so we will continue. We will continue about the next question. I hope this 5-minute break is enough for you. So, okay, let's have a look on the question. Okay, so yeah. Okay, what is the next question? Number 8. Okay, linear law. Yeah, I will not draw it, but I will explain it definitely. Okay, but this linear law actually is quite easy. Okay, based on the table 8, construct a table for value log 10y. So what you need to do is you add a table by yourself, which is log 10y. And then what you will do is you will log all the y value here using calculator. Example, you will type in your calculator log 2.36, and then you will get a value, leave in 2 decimal, 37, and then you will log 1.67, and then you will get a value 0.22, and exactly, and the rest. So you will just log all this value, and then the question asks you to plot log y against x graph. So what you do next is, I guess the examiner will give you a graph paper, and then from the graph paper over there, you make sure you are doing log 10y against x. So this is the reason why in your graph over here you can totally ignore about y, because you're not going to using the y. This is now your vertical axis, and your x-axis is just x, and then you just plot it. So after you plot it, you should be able to get a curve, something like that. I don't know, maybe you will get something like this. So after you plot it, you get 3 marks, and then the question at the same thing, they will ask you to find p, q, and y. So in order to find p, q, you basically need to solve this equation. So you need to make this equation into this pattern, because this pattern, if I do y equals to mx plus c, my y over here is the log y, and my x is just x plus c. So I need to make my equation into this pattern, which my equation is not yet in this pattern. So I will write the equation down here. Okay, so what I will do is I will add the log for both sides, and then log actually tell me that divide actually mean minus. Alright, so if divide mean minus, then I want to into this pattern, right? So what I will do is I will move my x to the front, and it become x multiply log q, right? But then multiply, we can always swap place. I can say log q multiply x. I can say log q multiply with x. X multiply log q and log q multiply x is the same thing, alright? And then plus my log p. Alright, so therefore, I know my gradient right now is negative log q. This is my gradient. And I know my vertical intercept right now will be log p. Okay. Must put 2 decimal. I will recommend you to put 2 decimal. Very depend on the what skill they give you. If 2 centimeter for 0.1 units, that mean 2 centimeter basically is roughly like that. So 2 centimeter you have 0.1 unit. That means you can divide the 2 centimeter into 10 boxes, right? So each boxes is just 0.01. So if each boxes is 0.01, you can't do anything about 0.001, right? So normally I think 2 decimal should be okay. But if you want 3 decimal, in this case 0.1 still possible to sketch. But if you ask me, I think 2 decimal should be more than enough lah. Just make sure you do it carefully. Okay, then it's very easy. Then so the question asks you to find p value, not log p. So example, let's say this value over here you are getting. This is just example, not the real answer. Let's say this example. Okay, this value here you get 0.5. So you know your log p is basically your vertical intercept, right? Then I will do something like log p equals to 0.5. Then my p equals to 10 power of 0.5. Okay, this is the p value I have. And then at the same time, you want to get the negative log q, which is your gradient, right? So you just take any 2 point on the line, and then you use the gradient formula, which is the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Just take any coordinate, and then because this is gradient, right? So you change the m become negative log q, and then I believe your gradient later will be negative, and then negative and negative you will simplify, and then you move the log to the other side. You get q equals to 10 power of your answer here. Alright, this is how to find p and q. Alright, so and then the last one is y when x equals to 1. Okay, when x equals to 1, you need to from the graph. So from the graph here, let's say your x equals to 1 is somewhere here. Then you will actually draw it up. You will get a value here. But this value here is not the y value. You must be very careful. So let's say I get this value, maybe it's 0.4. Then I will say my log y equals to 0.4. Then my y equals to 10 power of 0.4. Okay, this is my y value. But you need to use the graph to find the log y value first. Then only you move the log to the other side. Okay, when choosing the coordinate for gradient, when choosing the coordinate for gradient, do I have to draw the triangle? Yeah, normally I will draw the triangle to for examiner to indicate actually I will choose these two coordinates, but you don't draw the triangle, they won't mark you wrong. So where is your tuition center? Yeah, actually I teach in PJ and Cheras. Line of best fit must fix how many points. Okay, lines of best fit, it doesn't say want to fit how many points, but the important part about best fit is you have to make sure the point you miss on the left on the top and the point you miss at the bottom need to be balanced. So example, on the top here I actually missed 2 points here, isn't it? But at the bottom here I missed 3 points, still considered acceptable. But if on the top here you miss 2 points, but you miss around 5 points at the bottom, which is not balanced, right? Then you have to reallocate your line, make sure it's balanced. Like, okay, if I draw like this, I only miss 2 points here, and I miss 2 points here. Or 1 and 2, or 2 or 3 is still considered okay. This is how we actually draw the best fit. Okay, but of course, if you can fit as many points as possible, that one is good. Okay, so yeah, I hope I do explain your question. So let's move on to number 9, vector. Okay, it is given that 3AP equals to PB. Okay, whenever I see this one, my habit is always make them into a fraction and then make them into a ratio, because I just don't like to think so much about them. So therefore 3AP equals to PB, then AP over PB. I move the PB to the other side, and then I move the 3 to the other side. I will get something like this. So AP ratio PB equals to 1:3. Normally I will do this one quickly, then I will write down the ratio, then I will erase them or whatsoever. So AP is 1, PB is 3, so here is 1:3. Then we done this one, then I will erase it, and then I do the next one. Next one is 4 OQ equals to 3 OB. Then OQ, I move the OB here, so divide OB, I move the 4 there, so OQ ratio OB equals to 3:4. So OQ, which is here, which is 3, OB is 4, so here is 1. So normally I will like quickly work out the ratio, then I will mark it there, then only I start to do. Okay, so okay, OA is A, OB is B. This is quite common and standard for most of the vector question. Okay, so the question will ask you to basically find AQ. Okay, so in order to find AQ, so I will say this is AO plus OQ. Okay, AO is just negative A, nothing special here. OQ, okay, OQ will be 3/4 of OB, right? So I will say 3/4 of OB. OB is B. So this is my answer. Alright, so and then the question asked me to find OP. So in order to find the OP, I can say is OA plus AP. OA is just A. Okay, AP will be 1 out of 4 of 1 over 4 of AB, right? So I can say it's 1 over 4 of AB. So AB basically is AO plus OB, right? AO will be negative A, OB is B. And then I will solve it. 1 over 4 multiply, I get negative 1 over 4A, so I will get 3 over 4A, because 1A minus it. Alright, then plus 1 over 4B. Done. Okay, so quite easy, this 3 mark, compared to the Trigo just now 2 mark. Okay, so using this one, and basically they ask you to find. Okay, so we have OP and we have AQ because we just found it here. So therefore we will form the equation here and then we solve it. Alright, so OS equals to MOP. Okay, our OP just now is not mistaken, is 3 over 4A plus 1 over 4B. Alright, I hope it's correct. OP, yeah, 3 over 4A plus 1 over 4B. What is our AP? Negative A plus 3 over 4B. Okay, so AS will equals to N AQ. AQ will be negative A plus I just forget in few seconds. Plus 3 over 4B. Alright, 3 over 4B. Alright, okay, then I want to, okay, my objective here is, because they asked me to show, I want to get these two. Okay, this one I will show later, but now my objective is I want to get both of them become AS or both of them become OS. But I think both of them become OS is easier because I like about position vector. So I know AS is, I can say this one is equals to AO plus OS. So therefore I will multiply, this is negative NA plus 3 over 4 NB. Okay, the AO basically is negative A. So I move my negative A to the other side, it becomes positive A. So negative NA plus A, I move the A here, so plus 3 over 4 NB. So therefore I will factorize out my A. I will get 1 minus N A plus 3 over 4 NB. This is my OS. Alright, then over here I will expand it also because I want to do the comparing in order to get the two equations they want. This one will be 3 over 4 MA plus 1 over 4 MB. Alright. Okay, so right now what I will do in order to get the equation, I will use the comparing methods. So the first way I will doing is I will comparing A. So when I comparing A, that means I focus on all the value in front of A. Okay, then later I will comparing the B, mean I will focus the value in front of the B. Okay, I do the A thing first. So 3 over 4M will equals to 1 minus N. So I will move the 4 to the other side. So 3M will equals to 4 minus 4N. So 3M plus 4N equals to 4. Then I will write shown. Because the question asked me to show, right? Alright, then the next thing is I will comparing the B. Okay, so I comparing the B, I will focus on the green color one, so which is 1 over 4M will equals to 3 over 4N. I multiply 4 for both sides, M equals to 3N. Alright, shown. Because the question asked me to show both. And then the next thing is they asked me to find the value M and N. Basically it's a simultaneous, right? You actually see one equation and second equation, right? I'm going to sub this equation into here and then I can easily find M and N. So simultaneous I'm going to skip here. I guess you can do the simultaneous, just substitution. Alright, so I will move on. And you realize it start to hang around, so I will need to close and open again. god, it want me to scroll all the way down to the vector. Okay. So let's say they ask to show that 3 points are collinear. How do we do? Okay, they ask you to show collinear, right? So what you can do is you form the equation by yourself. Example. Okay, example, if the question tell you A, B, C is a collinear. So if A, B, C is a collinear, right? That's mean now I want to form the equation, I need to use all the A, B, and C. But there's no way to say that which one you should use. So maybe I can say AB equals to lambda BC. Yeah, you see I use A, B, and C. Or I can say AB equals to lambda AC. I use A, B, C. Okay, you can play it around, but as long as you got use all the A, B, C, you are fine. Just because you use a different alphabet here, you will get the different values of lambda, but it doesn't matter what value is a lambda, because lambda is just your ratio. Okay, so you will get different ratio, because normally the question will not ask you to find the lambda unless the question give you specific equation, then only you will have to follow. If the question didn't give me any specific equation, I will just simply write depend on which vector is easier for me to find. Let's say I already have AB and BC, definitely I will use the first one because I no need to find AC anymore. But if I don't have the BC, then maybe I can use AC. Just depend on the question. But this equation basically you form yourself. There's two ways you need to form this equation. First is whenever you asked me just now, whenever you see the word collinear, you can form the equation by yourself, or you see the word parallel. Yeah, you doing the same way like you see the collinear. Okay, because parallel maybe you have AB and here you have CD. The question tell you is parallel, but you do not know about how long are they, right? So I will say AB equals to lambda CD when they are parallel. Alright, so I hope can help you understand. So let me move on to the next question. If not, we're going to finish at 1. So I hope we do need to finish at 1. Okay, I guess this is integration. Okay, if there's not parallel, then there's no equation you can form because they have no relationship. Okay, diagram 10 will show the curve y equals to x squared minus 5x, which have the minimum point A and intersect the x-axis on O and Q. Alright, find the equation of the tangent A. It's quite easy because on the A here, this one is the minimum point. So the minimum point or maximum point, the gradient is 0. So if you want, the question asks me to find this equation. Since y equals to mx plus c, the gradient is 0, so therefore I don't have any mx anymore. I only left y equals to c. So this is my equation. So this is the reason if I can know what is my y value here. So if let's say y value here is -5, then I will call this one y equals to -5. So what I will do over here is I want to find out what is this one. So minimum, I know dy dx will equals to 0. So I know 2x minus 5 equals to 0. X equals to 2.5. So I will sub 2.5 into the y here. So y equals to 2.5 squared minus 5, 2.5. So of course you can write 5/2 if you don't like about 2.5, alright? So it doesn't matter. Minus 5 multiply 2.5. So I get negative 25/4, or you can say it's negative 6.25. One of it is good, but I prefer fraction. So I will say my equation of tangent is y equals to negative 25/4. Right, just like that. So why y equals to c? Because your gradient equals to 0 already. 0 multiply x, you will get 0. So the mx is gone. Okay. Yeah, so whoever want to rest, you can go to rest first. This video will post to my YouTube channel after I finish. So yeah, let's move on to the B. given that OQSR is a rectangle, calculate the area of the shaded region. So yeah, so I want to know, so of course I know here the area here is 25/4 because we just did, and then but I need to find the coordinate Q here. So in order to find the coordinate Q here, so what I will do is on the x-axis, right? I say on the x-axis y will equal to 0. So 0 equals to, on the x-axis y equals to 0. Please remember this one, very useful. So I will factorize out the x here. So I got x minus 5. So over here I know my x equal to 0 and x equals to 5. That means the curve will touch the x-axis at 0 and 5. So I know the width here will be 5 units. Okay, so I can find the rectangle already. Area of rectangle, just 5 multiplied 25/4. So right now, what I want to do is I want to find this part. So in order to find this part, what I will do over here is I will integrate the curve. I will integrate the curve, which is dx, because toward x-axis, from 0 to 5. Okay, and then over here, of course, I will put my y equation here, which is x squared minus 5x. Then, but because this area is below x-axis, if this area is below x-axis, later you will get the negative value in your answer. Always need to change it into the positive. So I will add the modulus for it, because I know later my answer is negative. So what I will do next is I will integrate it. So I get x cubed over 3 minus 5x squared over 2. And then I will get 5 and 0. 0 substitute in is 0, so I can ignore about 0. I just do the 5. So I will have 5 power of 3 is 125, right? So 125 over 3 minus 25 times 5 is 125 also over 2 minus 0. So it's have the modulus. So my answer have the modulus also. So I will just make it positive lah. Okay, so use the calculator. 125 over 3 minus 125 over 2. So my answer is 125 over 6. Alright, because I made it positive already. Then in order to find the area of shaded region, so I will use the rectangle to minus this value. So yeah, I will write here shaded area of shaded region. I will get 5 multiply 25/4 minus 125 over 6. So this one basically is 125 over 4 minus 125 over 6. Then just type the thing into a calculator. 125 over 4 minus 125 over 6. So you will get the answer, which is 125 over 12. Or you can write in the decimal, which is 10.42. So why got the modulus? Okay, whenever your area is below x-axis, right, your area will actually get negative. But because later you know you need to use the rectangle to minus this area, right? If you didn't put the modulus sign here, you will get negative 125 over 6. Then here you might write negative 125 over 6. Then the negative here will become plus. Then end up you are not minus this area. You sum this area, then you will get the area like this. The whole area rectangle plus with this area. This is the reason why add the modulus in over here is very important. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. Okay, now he start to hang already. So we have to thanks Microsoft for this. I guess this is not the internet problem, but it's the OneNote issue. I'm not sure the OneNote for Mac is like why will keep on hanging. And then trying to Google it online, I couldn't find the solution to fix it. Yeah, if any one of you know how to do it, just let me know. So which question do you recommend us to answer in section C? I will reply those kind of questions later. Let me finish the paper first. Okay, so calculate the volume of resolution. Okay, volume of revolution in terms of pi when the pulse region by the curve x-axis rotate on the 360 on the x-axis. So basically, okay, the question wants the pulse by the curve and x-axis, right? Curve and x-axis or y-axis. Okay, so basically it's the blue color one, which is this one, going to rotate. So this one going to rotate 360 on the x-axis. So basically I just use the normal way to do it. It's not hard. So the volume equals to pi. If rotate on the x-axis, here will be dx, here will be y square. So, but the problem is you don't have the y square here, right? So if I don't have the y square, I will square both sides. So I know y square will equals to x square minus 5x square. So of course I cannot integrate this one, so I have to expand it. So this one is x power of 4 minus 10 x power of 3 plus 25 x square. Alright, so I just solve this one, then I sub into here, because my y square should be x power of 4 minus 10x cubed plus 25 x square dx. Alright, and then my limit is from 0 to 5. 0 to 5. And then this one you just integrate and type in your calculator, you got the answer. So this is x power of 5 over 5 minus 10x power of 4 over 4 plus 25x power of 3 over 3. And then 0, 5. Okay, 0 you can ignore it, because 0 substitute into all the x here, you will get 0. So I will just substitute the 5 and then I get the answer. So I will just key in everything in the calculator, right? So I want to save some time. So 5 power of 5 over 5 minus 10, 5 power of 4, and then over 4 plus 25 bracket 5 power of 3 over 3. Right, so calculator tell me the answer is 625 over 6. So this one basically is my answer lah. So you want to change the decimal, you can. It's 104.17 pi. Because the answer asks you leave the answer in terms of pi. So this is how we do it. Right, so yeah, we finished about this one. So let's move on to the question 11. Okay, so for question 11, it is found that 55% of the student without negative. No, you won't get negative in this case, what? Because what? If you have the 5, 0, right? So basically this is 5 and then you minus 0, right? You minus a 0 here. So you will not get the negative value here. Unless 0 on the top, 0 to negative 5, something like that, then you will get the negative. Okay, I hope I do answer your question. Right, it's found that 55% of the students from a certain class attend the tuition class during the holidays. So that means I know student will attend is 0.55 here, so student will not attend is 0.45. Okay, so if 10 students from a class are selected at the school, find the probability that exactly 7 will attend. So I know this is x equals to 7. So I will use the formula, which is the NCR, and then something like PR, Q, N minus R. Okay. So N is 10. It's 10 students, very obvious. So I will 10 C7. So attend the class is 0.55, power of 7. So 0.45, power of 3. Right, N minus R is 3. And then you just type everything in your calculator. Then you will get the answer. So I get 10C7 10C7 multiply 0.55 power of 7 multiply 0.45 power of 3. So I will get 0.1665. Alright, so it's very easy. Okay, this one B is a bit confused, but this is one of the past year question also, but they modify. So okay, so I teach you the easiest way, because some students they need to trick it and trying to think about that. So okay, when the question say did not attend, so because just now P is attend, right? So right now when they say did not attend, what I will do is I will change my P to did not attend. So my P, so I know did not attend the tuition class is 0.45, right? So Q will be attend. So right now Q will be attend, so it will be 0.55. then I no need to like trying to reverse it, trying to think like how many students will attend the class. It's very hard. So this one is easier. So at least 2, you just imagine x is bigger or equals to 2. Right, so x is equal and bigger than 2. Basically, you will plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is a lot. So I will use 1 to minus 0, and then to minus x equals to 1, and to minus x equals to 2. Alright, then you just apply the formula above, then you will get the answer. It's same with the answer you plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so this is the idea. I'm not going to do this for you. This is very easy. You just sub into this formula, you can easily get all the answer. Okay, so I move on to the B. Okay, so the GPA, which is grade point average of the MF subjects of a class followed by a normal distributed mean is 3 point. So given mean is 3.56 and standard deviation is 0.25. Okay. Okay, some students do not. Okay, let's see. Is at least 2. At least 2. Okay, don't have the 2 here. Yeah, thanks for that. Because at least 2 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So shouldn't include the 2. You're right. Yeah, because at least 2. Suppose what we want is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we will minus the 0 and 1 only. Yeah, so which is do not have the 2. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, so yeah, where am I? Okay, so means is 3.56 and standard deviation is 0.25. Alright, so if one student is selected randomly, so find the probability that the GPA of the student is more than. So I will, in this case, I will let the x become the GPA lah, means the GPA of MF. Right. So therefore, the GPA is basically must more than 3.6. So I will say x is bigger than 3.6. Alright, so then I will do is I will change this one to the z. So bigger than 3.6 minus the mean, which is 3.56 over standard deviation 0.25. And then you should be able to get z is bigger than 0.04 divided by 0.25. Yeah, you will get 0.16. So if x is bigger than positive value, we can straight away find the table 0.16. Then you will actually get the answer. Okay, just in case you can't find the table, so let's do it together. Right, so 0.16. So I will focus on 0.16, which is this one. Okay, 0.4364. 0.4364. Right. .4364. Okay, so done about the part 1. The part 2. Okay, the subject teacher will give the token appreciation to student who obtains the GPA is more than x. So I know I need to do something like this. So the probability for x must bigger than k. So it's 70%, right? So it's 0.7. So therefore, I will do the same thing. I will change this one to z. So k will be minus mean, which is 3.56. And then divided by standard deviation 0.25, I get 0.7. And then I try to draw out the bell-shaped diagram. Okay, because bigger mean basically bigger mean going this direction. So going this direction, I want to get 0.7. Half of it is 0.5. So I know it's roughly here in order to get the 0.7. So therefore, I know this one is basically the negative value. So if this one is a negative, so I'm going to call it maybe I will call this one an m or something like that. So I know it's negative m, right? So this is negative m. So what I will do is, in order to find this one, because your Z value table can only find up to 0.5, 0.7 which it cannot find. So in order to get a 0.7, my idea is I will use the 1 to minus the blue color part here. I will get the 0.7. So the blue color one is basically, which is Z is less than negative m. You will get 0.7. Okay, so if less and negative, I say whenever you see less and negative, you can always, these two together, you can change this one to bigger. So I will move the 0.7 here and move this one to the other side. So you get Z is bigger than m. Okay, so therefore probability for Z is bigger than m is 0.3. I can find the m value, but in fact my m have negative, but right now I need to use this idea to find m first. Then only I will substitute back into the negative. Okay, so when m is 0.3, so you see what happened if I find the Z. The 0.3 is a probability. So if 0.3 is a probability, that means you cannot find from the Z here. You need to find inside where is 0.3. So 0.3 will be somewhere here. Okay, so I need to minus 15 definitely. I will find the closest one is 14. So I will minus this one because it's 3015 minus 14. I get 3001. It's very close to 0.3. So my value I read like this. This is 0.524. Alright, this is 0.524. I hope you get the idea. So yeah, it is 0.524. Then I go back to that question. So I know my m actually 0.524. But this is positive. So in fact this one should be negative, right? So therefore this is my m, right? Because just now I let this one become my m. So I can say k minus 356 over 0.25 equals to negative 0.524. Alright, then I will solve this one to find k. So basically it's 0.524 multiply 0.25 plus 3.56. Okay, a lot of things. Yeah, 0.524 multiply 0.25 plus 3.56. So my k is 3.429. That means if the 70% manage to get the token, yeah, so find the value of k. That means if your GPA is above the 3.429, you will get a token. Yeah, so we'll always start the contour. Okay, so yeah, probability distribution is not an easy topic. I would say it's not an easy topic. So if you can't understand, it's still okay. Please go to refer back to my probability distribution video. I think I have few video about this one. Okay, so if you have no idea about what's the probability distribution, you definitely feel very confused right now. Okay, so yeah, please go to check out my video. So finally, okay, so in section C, because right now it's quite late already, so I will choose 2 questions. Maybe I will choose 2 questions on section C. Yeah, because if you want to finish all 4 questions, it will be quite late. So I will choose 2 questions. Of course, you ask me, yeah, just now the student asked me like section C which question to choose. So I will choose motion along a straight line because for me it's very easy. I like calculus a lot. So calculus is just differential and integration. Yeah, I guess a lot of students don't like about linear. Okay, then yeah, I will choose index number. But index number sometimes for me is quite confused. So index number, normally this part is not hard, very hard to get. But the ABC is very easy to get. This is something good about linear, about index number. And linear law, honestly, I don't really like about linear law because I don't like to think about at least and at most and then exceed this one at least. Wow, the whole equation seems like so, yeah, is it can make mistake, and once you make the mistake, the whole graph actually you can lose mark easily. But of course, if you are the student who can understand this kind of sentence very good, go ahead to choose linear law because it's very easy. If you can understand very well, if not, it's not easy. And then definitely, this is a must choose question for me. If I do it myself, because I'm those teacher actually like about algebra and calculus. That's mean I like differentiation, integration a lot, and I'm so good about algebra. So yeah, if I choose, I will choose motion, and I will choose this one is what is this topic again? Solution of triangle. But okay, so but because most of you don't like about motion, then maybe I will skip motion. But motion is very easy. If you ask me, I will think this 10 mark is about 10 minutes, then I can finish this 10 mark. But okay, since you all don't like, then I will just skip it. Okay, some student, okay, maybe I do all lah. Since it only lasts today, tiring a bit, it's still acceptable. Okay. Okay, so okay, motions is something like, okay, the question give you S, right? You just need to understand one thing is S, V, and A. So is S go to V, S you want to go to V, you want to differentiate S. And V go to A is differentiate V. So basically I will do something like this. A equals to differentiate V, always dt one, bottom is always dt. So V is basically equals to differentiate S. Okay, so if the other way, okay, just now I should draw the arrow because no arrow then no meaning. So if I going backwards, I want to get V, I need to integrate A dt. So if I want to get S, I will integrate V dt. Alright, this is a basic idea about the whole topic. Alright, then okay, so then we will start to do this question. So this 3 mark is a bonus mark because why? The question tell you the particle is rest. Rest means what? Velocity equal to 0, right? So I just make the velocity equal to 0, I can find the t. But the problem is I don't have velocity, I only have displacement, which is s. So I know in order to get v, I need to differentiate s. So I will just differentiate s, so I will get 6t squared minus 30t plus 24. So because they rest, right, so I will make v equals to 0. So then you just solve this quadratic equation. Then you easily get 3 mark. So number very big, I divide 6 for the whole equation. So then I will get 0 equals to t squared minus 5t plus 4. So factorize t minus 4, t minus 1, I guess. So t equals to 4, t equals to 1. Okay, 3 mark just like this. Alright, then the velocity of the particle when the acceleration is 0. Now the same problem, you don't have acceleration. So in order to get acceleration, we know basically we need to differentiate v. So acceleration equals to differentiate velocity. So I will differentiate velocity. So basically I differentiate 6t squared minus 30t. So I will get 12t minus 30. So the question said the acceleration is 0, right? Make 0 become acceleration. Then I will get t equals to 30 over 12. And of course I will simplify by divide 6, which is 5 over 2. Alright, so but the question is not asking me to find t, not like the first one, so I cannot stop here. The question asks me to find v. So I will sub my t value back into my v equation. So I will sub this one back into my v equation. So then, okay, this information is important. I will write somewhere. Just now when so just now the v equals to 0, t equals to 1, and t equals to 4. Okay, so when I sub into here, I 5 over 2 square minus 30, 5 over 2 plus 24, then I can get the answer of it. Just use the calculator. So this 3 mark is considered very easy because nothing much for you to think also. Just do the substitution. 5 over 2 square minus 30, 5 over 2 plus 24. So you will get is negative 27/2. Or you can write in decimal negative 13.5. Alright, then the total distance is the only hard part in this question. So, okay, the total distance when the acceleration is negative. So what I will do is I want to make the a is less than 0 because a is negative. So when a is less than 0, I will sub my a into here. Minus 30 is less than 0. So my t is basically will be less than 30/12, and t must be less than 5/2. That means what the question trying to means over here is they want to know from 0 to 2.5 seconds. This one is 5/2 is 2.5. That means the question want to know from 0 to 2.5 seconds itself how far the particle travel. So the very important things to do the total distance is we always need to know when actually particle will make U-turn. So in order to find the particle will make the U-turn, right, every time the particle want to make U-turn, the particle will stop for a while. Mean the v actually will equal to 0. So from t equal to 0 to 2.5, t equals to 0 to t equals to 2.5, actually the particle make U-turn at t equals to 1. Because t equals to 1, v equals to 0. When v equals to 0, that means it stops for a while. So that means I need to find when t equals to 0, where is the particle? When t equals to 1, where is the particle? When t equals to 2, where is the particle? So this one all is find distance, we will sub into a displacement. So the first thing is I will do t equals to 0 first. Displacement equation is here. So s is equals to 0, 0, 0, 0. So that means the particle actually start from the origin. So at the beginning, particle is at the origin. Okay, so I want to know when t equals to 1, where is the particle? So I will sub into the s here. I get 2 minus 15 plus 24. So 2 minus 15 plus 24, you get 11. So s equals to 11 here. So s equals to 11, that means the 11 here, the particle will travel until here, and then they start to make U-turn to the other direction. Okay, then I will find 2.5. t equals to 2.5, not 2. So I do t equals to 2.5 into the s. So I sub into the s equation here. So 2.5 power of 3 minus 15 2.5 power of 2 plus 24 multiply 2.5. So basically it's negative 2.5. So you got a negative 2.5 here. Okay, this line, now this is displacement line. It's not the same. This is time. It's not the same line. Right, so the particle will continue travel until here. So your total distance travel is this one plus this one. Plus this one up to here. So basically from 0 to 11, just 11. And then from 11 to 2.5 is 13.5. So I will plus them together. So the total distance is 11 plus 13.5. So it will be 24.5. Alright, this is how we actually do this kind of question. So yeah. So let me move on. So yeah, because this question somehow you don't have integration because it actually gives you s. Normally, if the question gives you acceleration or velocity, then you definitely have the integration. But in this case, if it gives you displacement, then you don't have any integration. Okay, teacher, how do you know when to U-turn? It's very easy because every time they want to U-turn, right, the particle will stop for a while. So I want to know at which second they will U-turn. I make v equal to 0. So over here you see I make v equal to 0. So the particle actually U-turn at first second and the fourth second. Yes, but the question only want me to find time from 0 to 2.5, right? So I will ignore about this one. Unless the particle unless the question want me to find 0 to 7 seconds, then I will U-turn 2 times. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, I will do the solution of triangle first because that one is easier. And then or I do index number lah, since a lot of you like about index number. So let's do about index number. Yes, I will have a live tomorrow also. We will discuss, mostly we will discuss about the Pahang paper 1. Okay, let's do about index number. Index number, I will say ABC is easy, but D is not easy normally. There's something you need to do. Okay, so let's see about this one. So okay, find x, y, z. This one is the bonus mark. So basically, you just need to know about the formula. Okay, so the formula is Q1 over Q0 multiply 100. Then you can get your index number. Alright, so Q0 is the base year, Q1 is the specific year they want lah. So this one base is 2005. Alright, so yeah, in order to get x, I will say 70 divided by x multiply 100, I will get 175. So yeah, then you can get x easily. So yeah, 70 over x equals to 1.75. So x is just 70 divide 1.75. So x is 40. Alright, then I will do the same thing for y. So y over 20 multiply 100, you will get 100. Then y is equals to 20. Alright, just solve this one, you get 20. Okay, and then z, so we get 18 divided by 15 multiply 100, you will get z. Then I will do this one, 18 divided by 15. So it's 120. So z is 120. Okay, done. Very easy, these 3 mark. Okay, then for B, composite index over here basically is sum of index number multiply weightage over sum of weightage. So in this case, your weightage is your percentage. So basically, what I will do is I will multiply them. This is your index number, right? So I will do index number multiply with weightage, and then here I will sum them together. Alright, so you just multiply. So 8 multiply 175, so you get 1400. Then 150 multiply 12, you get 1800. And then this is 1250, and then this is 2400, and then this is 120 times 46 is 5520. Alright, and then yeah, just plus everything. So plus 2400 plus 1250 plus 1800 plus 1400. So I should get 12370. Alright, so okay, so therefore is 12370 divided by total weightage. That means you plus all together, but because this is percentage, right? So it will be 100 lah, divide by 100. So your answer is just 123.7. Okay, it's very easy. So yeah, then we go to the C. They say the total expenditures of the item of the year 2007 is 880. Calculate the corresponding total expenditures for 2015. So when you see the word total, right, they want the total spending, that means plus all together. So this is the reason why you have to use the composite index. You cannot use any specific index number here. So you have to use the composite index to actually solve it. So yeah, this one 2017, I will write on the top. Base year, which is the price we want to find, I will write at the bottom. Yeah, 2015. Multiply 100, I should get the index number 123.7. Alright, so you just solve around this one. So this one you will get okay, 880 over P equals to 1.237. So P basically equals to 880 over 1.237. So I can get the price for 2015 easily by doing this one. 880 divided 1.237. So it's something like 711.40. Okay, explain why the 2015 at the bottom because the formula is like this. You have to write a price of, I would say, current year over the price of the base year multiply 100, then you get the index number. Okay, so because 2015 is the base year, because you can, from here you can see that actually they're based on 2015, so 2015 we write at the bottom. Okay, then we go to the D. Okay, this D is actually a little bit confusing, but of course I will explain. Okay, so the price of the bags expected to decrease 5%, while the price of the other item will increase 10%. Okay, and then they want the 2000s. Okay, this one is from the year 2017. So later I will check back the index number from 2017 to the year of 2018. And then the question expect me to actually find a composite index from 2018 based on 2015. So now I want to make the connection between 2015 and 2018 using my table. And then you will see what happened. Bag will decrease 5%, the other item will increase 10%. So this is what I will do here. Alright, so I will need to find my new value here. Okay, since they will only bag will decrease 5%, the other thing all will increase 10% for all. Alright, so this is the reason why I will decrease 5% from the value here. So I will get 175 multiplied by 0.95 because I decreased 5%. Then I will get 166.25 according to the answer, but I don't think this is the right one. But okay, never mind. I show you what the answer want, and then I show, maybe later I actually show you what I want. Right, so okay, then this one increase 10%, then I will use 150 multiply 1.1 because you will get 165, increase 10%. This one increase 10%, multiply 1.1 is basically 137.5. This one increase 10% is 110. This one increase 10% is basically 120 multiply 1.1. So you get 132. Then you will find a new value here by multiply them. 166.25 multiply 8. So you get 1330. And then this one 165 multiply 12. So you get 1980. And then this is 1375. And then this one 24 multiply 110, they got 2640. And then this one is 46 multiply 132, you get 6072. And then you sum all of them, plus 2640 plus 1375 plus 1980 plus 1330. So you'll get 13397. Then your composite index here is basically 13397 over 100 because weightage is 100, right? So you get 133.97. Okay, this is the answer from the marking scheme. Okay, because as what I understand, okay, this is okay, my idea might be wrong, but because I just share my idea to you, okay, from what I understand is 175, that means is 100% plus increase 75%. This is the reason why you will get 175%. So when the question says decrease 5%, basically what I will do from here, because this one itself is the percent, so what I will do over here is I will make this one become 170. So this one increase 10%, I will make this one become 160. This one 135, and then this one 110, and then this one increase 10% will be 130. So then I will find my weightage using this value here. So which is okay, let me do a quick one. 170 times 8 plus 160 times 12 plus 135 times 10 plus 110 times 24 plus 130 times 46. So I will get my value here. My value here is 13250. Okay, then I will actually divide 100 to get my index number. Is 1 divide 100 lah, so should be 132.50. So yeah, it's a little bit different from there. So but I guess maybe this is the correct one. Yeah, so if you ask me, of course you follow the marking scheme. But actually, we can do some experiment, but now it's quite late for experiment. So because normally in math, right, I always want to do some experiment to actually prove it. Okay, if I do the experiment, it's like this. What is the composite index for this one already? It's 123.7, right? If not mistaken. Okay, if I do the experiment, it's like this. Okay, if I have the year for, okay, so I don't bother about 2015. I want to find what is 2018 based on 17, right? So I have few items here. I have item A, B, C, D. I have how many items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 5 items here. The first item minus 5% is 95. The other item all increase 10%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then I will multiply their weightage to find the value here. 8, 12, 10, 24. 8, 12, 10, 24, 46. Isn't it? Yup. And then I will find the composite index for 1, 8 based on 1, 7 here. Quickly. So it's because I always want to test the thing. Alright, so yeah, just give me a while. I try to do as fast as possible. Times 10 plus 110 times 24 plus 110 times 46. So I will get 108.80. So if I use the change rule to get the composite index for 1, 8 based on 1, 5, so I will use the 108.80 divide 100 multiplies the composite index for 2015, which is 123.7. So divide 100 multiply 123.7. Okay, so basically this one have a divide 100 and should be correct one. Okay, so yeah, so I will get 134.59. Oh my god, because all three is totally different answer. Okay, so follow the first one. Yeah, because this is the reason why I don't like the index number, because it should very make sense, and it's like no matter how you do, you should be able to get the same answer also. I'm not sure what happened here, because normally if the year is 2 years gap, right, the next one will be 2019. I'm not sure that one matter or not, but it's fine. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the next one. So okay, we'll skip this one. Okay, then we will go to this one. Alright, this one actually is quite easy. I guess most of you can actually do that. So calculate the angle ADC. I want to find ADC. I want to find this angle. So basically it's sine rule. So sine ADC over the opposite length 7.71 will equals to sine 22.18 over 3.46. Then you use the calculator, you can easily get the angle ADC. Okay, just type a calculator, sine 22.18, but make sure change back to degree, because just now we are using radian. Alright, so 3.46 multiply 7.71, and then I move my sine value, shift sign, my answer, I will get 57.27. Alright, and you have some problem here, because this angle seems like it's more than 90 degree, because this one is the 90 degree. So I will take the answer on the second quadrant. You learned trigo before, right? Second quadrant is just 180 minus this one. So I will take 122.73 as my final answer. Okay, this answer just ignore it, because this angle look like more than 90. Yeah, we need to find the obtuse angle. But normally the question should say is lah, but then this question doesn't say. Yeah, because at the beginning you check the marking scheme, oh, the question got say over here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, because the question have to say. If the question didn't say, then it's a bit weird. Yeah, the question do say at the beginning, then yeah, it's just use the obtuse. Alright, so yeah, the first angle we call acute angle, just in case you don't know. And then find the area of triangle ABC. So we need to find ABC. Okay, ABC basically we need to find some angle here before we can find the area. So let's find this angle. And when we have three sides got no angle, we will use the cosine rule. So if I use the cosine rule, I will say okay, cos theta will become b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc, right? This is the cosine rule for angle. I hope you actually familiar with this one. So A is the opposite one. So this one is A. B and C can be either one of the side. Alright, then I just sub the value into it. So I say 4.98 square plus 7.71 square minus 4.07 square. Okay, and then I press equal, and then I divide. I put a bracket. 2 multiply 4.98 multiply 7.71. Okay, so yep. Okay, so I will get something like cos angle equals to 0.8813, and then I shift cos, my answer. So I will get my angle is 28.2. So this angle is 28.2. Then I will use the area formula here, which is half BC sine A. So BC is two sides, and A will be angle on the middle. So B will be 4.98 multiply 7.71, and then sine 28.2. Alright, then you can easily get the area for the second part. So 1 over 2 multiply 4.98 multiply 7.71 multiply sine 28.2. So the answer should be 9.07. So area equals to 9.072 cm square. Alright. So yeah, so the length of BE is given that E is lies on AC and BE is a shorter distance. Okay, so yeah, BE is a shorter distance and E is lie on AC. Basically, it's quite obvious. Shorter distance always means the distance with 90 degrees. So the E must be here. Okay, so if I know the E is here, I need to find this distance. I'm going to call it D, stand for distance. I just use the Sokatoa. Alright, this is opposite, and then I have hypotenuse. Maybe I draw it out just in case you cannot see. This is D, this is 28.2, this is 4.98. Then I use sine. So sine 28.2 equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Then I can get my D's easily by doing sine 28.2 multiply 4.98. So my distance is 2.3533 centimeter. Alright, since I got this one ready, so I done this one 8 mark. Okay, plane ABC is raised vertically and to the base ACD to shown in the diagram 15b. Given that ED is 2.06, find the length of BD. Okay, so what is that? ED. Okay, so basically what the question trying to do is it's trying to fold the triangle ABC to make it like the 3D. So the 3D here, it doesn't look so obvious, but I hope you can see it. This is a 3D. So this one actually, this plane ABC actually is standing. So it's actually is like standing. Alright, so just now we found BE already. So BE is basically is, let me 2 decimal place 2.53. Alright, and then the question actually tell me the distance for ED. ED is 2.06. So this is 2.06. Okay, because this is standing, you should be able to see on the middle, this is 90 degree. This one should be a right angle triangle. Okay, if this one is a right angle triangle, I want to find BD is very easy. I'm using the Pythagoras. Okay, this is 0.6, this is 2.53. So in order to find the BD, so I will say BD equals to square root of 2.53 square plus 2.06 square. Okay, just like that. Square root of 2.53 square plus 2.06 square. Okay, this question, the only difficult part is because it is 3D. So I will say this is 26 maybe cm. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this question. Yes, we are done. Okay, since already I so late, let's do about this. Okay, I will explain this one. I'm not going to sketch about this one. Yeah, you want 4 significant figures? Yeah, so add few more decimal. Yeah, so we'll add a 3 here. This question don't have the ambitious case. I don't see any ambitious case in this question. Okay, I have a video called ambitious case. So what you need to do is just go to my YouTube channel and type ambitious case. And it's 1 AM now. Seriously, I'm very tiring now, but let me just explain about this part and then we end the virtual class today. Yeah, I can't believe got 45 students actually stay until 1 AM with me. Yeah, thanks for that. Alright, so basically you need to understand the question. So you have the construction company want to hire a new employee to fit the position. Architects and the drawman. I do not know how to pronounce this one. Maybe drawman. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to call it X and Y later because the question actually say X actually represents the architect and Y actually represents the drawman. So I'm going to call the drawman as Y and architect as X. Alright, so okay, the monthly salary of architect is 3,000 and the monthly salary for drawman is 1,800. So the hiring of the new employee are based on the following constraint. So they have 3 conditions to hire the employee. So the number of Y must exceed the number of X at least 10. So since I want to make sure Y is more than X at least 10, right, then I will minus them. Because if I Y minus X, I can get the Y exceed the X, right? At least 10. At least is this symbol, right? 10. Okay, this is my first inequality. The number of X is at least 10% number of Y. So I will say X is at least mean bigger or equals to 10%. 10% means 1 over 10. Alright, or 10 over 100. You can think of that. So I can say X is bigger or equals to 1 over 10Y. This is my second inequality. the money allocated to pay the salary is 81,000. That means I need to find a monthly salary. The monthly salary for X is 3,000, so I will say 3,000X. And then monthly salary for Y is this one, so I will plus 1800Y. Okay, now the difficult part is what inequality symbol should I use for here? So you just imagine if you are the company and you allocate 81,000 for salary, can it exceed 81,000? Cannot, right? Because if more than 81,000, you already out of your budget, you can't pay your employee. So this one needs some common sense. So I guess it's less or equals to 81,000. Okay, you don't use equal because this is inequality. If you use the equal later, there's no way you shade the region. So yeah, so I will use less or equal. That means if you allocate 81,000 for my employee, right, I can only use 60,000. Then my boss will be very happy. I just use 60,000 to hire all my employee. It's still possible. I mean, I no need to use all the 81,000, but I can use up to 81,000. I guess this is what the question trying to say. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Okay, but I hope my explanation can at least make you understand a little bit. Then what you need to do is basically you need to form the table for 3 of this equation, and then you need to draw it. Okay, so just teach you a little bit on drawing skill. Okay, so you need to form a table, and then definitely the question actually will give you some centimeter for you to form the table. So 2 cm for 5 employee on y-axis. So that means on your y-axis here, you will have something like 5, 10, 15, and move on. So on your x-axis is 2 cm for 2. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8. So I won't give my value is too big. So this one definitely I need to simplify because there's no way I find the 3,000 or something, yeah, in my table here. So I will try to simplify, and then I need to have 3 tables. But when you draw the table for x and y, basically 2 to 3 coordinates should be enough. But you don't use the inequality symbol. Inequality symbol is just to tell you which area to shade. So when you want to solve for table, right, make it equal. So y minus x equals to 10. Alright, then I will do any value I like. So when x equals to 0, y equals to 10. My first coordinate. When y equals to 0, x equals to 10. X equals to negative 10. I don't want negative 10, so I will not use a 0 here. So 0 cannot. So let me think about any value. Since the x-axis is 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So I can think, what if x equals to 10? Then y equals to 20. Okay, so now I have 2 coordinates. Then I will plot these 2 coordinates. You might think that maybe you want the highest value. Depend on your graph. Maybe your graph can up to 20, then you sub 20 into x, you will get 30 on your y. Then you just plot it. Alright, then you will do the same thing for the second one. So when I will draw the line, I will make it equal. So I will call this one y over 10 maybe. Alright, then I will draw the table for x and y. So when x equals to 0, y actually will equal to 0. Alright, so maybe the graph is up to 10. So when x equals to 10, y will equals to 100. But 100 maybe is too big because each 2 cm only 5. So I don't want 100. So I will not use the 10. Maybe I use 4. When x equals to 4, y will equals to 40. Alright, so I can insert any value I like as long as the value is actually in the graph. Okay, I see some question here. Is y is bigger? Yeah, definitely this one you can write y is bigger or equals to 10 plus x. No problem one. You can move around. You still get a correct answer. So yeah, don't worry about that. Okay, so yeah, this one too many 0. I don't like so many 0, so I cancel 2 0 for both first. And then I'm trying to divide 6, I don't know, maybe I try to divide 6. 30 divided 6, I get 5x. This one divides 6, I get 3y. and this one divided by 6. Can 810 divide by 6? I hope it can. Yeah, nice. 135. So in order to draw the table, so I will just make it equal. So I will say 5x plus 3y equals to 135. And then I will just draw the table as well. And then I will give it 2 coordinates. I love x very much. Unless the value is very big, then I will change. So if 135 divided by 3, I guess number is 45 for y. Still, I'm not sure your graph will have 45 or not. If don't have, then you use other coordinate. Alright, if have, then you just use this one. So I make y equal to 0, then 135 divided by 5. You got 27. Alright, I don't think you have so big lah. So let me just draw again. We use other value. Seems smaller because this value seems very big. Alright, so okay, so we use some value we have lah. Maybe we say when x equals to 4, I don't know. I just do a random check. 4 is 20. 135 minus 20 divided by 3. Yeah, we get the decimal, which is not nice. So I don't use 4. Yes, you can try an error. Maybe I use 5. Okay, 25. 135 minus 25. Yeah, can't divide 3 also. Yeah, you have to find some value you can use. Yeah, so okay, maybe I insert the value for 3 sounds for y it seems easier. For x is a bit troublesome. Or any one of you do already can share some value for me. Yeah, normally we can use a 0, 1 because it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so let's say it's y equals to 10, 30. Yeah, y equals to 10. Nice. Y equals to 10 minus 30. So we got 105 divided by 5. So we got 21 here. I hope it's not too big. So when y equals to maybe 20, y equals to 20. So we got 60. 135 minus 60 divided by 5. So we got 50. Okay, yeah, I will use these two value, but it doesn't matter as long as the value is in the graph. Then the next thing you will do is you will plot it. So you will plot it, then you done this one, and then you will shade the region. Alright, then you shade the region already. Okay, this one let me just use the marking scheme to explain because there's no way I will actually. Yeah, the laptop just shocked me. Okay, so okay, let me just open the things. Yeah, give me a moment. Seems already like so long, so just a moment. I'm trying to open the answer. I download it and I open here. SBP. Okay, where is the thing? Okay, the thing is over here. Oops. I need to make this one smaller first, and then I'll move this one here. Okay, this is the marking scheme. So yeah, at the same time I will need to. So basically you have these 3 equation over here. Okay, let me just okay, I don't want zoom to maximum because it seems a bit troublesome. Okay, let me just do it manually. Okay, so what happened over here is yeah, you will have these 3 equation and then you draw already, and then if bigger you're going to shade the bigger area and less than you're going to shade the less than. So I'm not going to teach you how to shade the area because you learned this one in modern math already. Okay, so what I want to discuss is the question number C. So let me move around the thing here. Okay. So for C here, the question over here, actually the question says that the maximum number of hire the employee if the number is 10% of the, I mean the number of X is 10% of number of Y. I think this question got problem. Because if only say like this, like there's not possible you get maximum. So what I will do is, if the number of architecture is over here, I will add a word at least. Then it makes sense because just now we actually have an inequality which is at least 10% one. So then everything is makes sense because I check the marking scheme. The marking scheme is 42. Basically, it take the highest value, which is this one, 4 and 38. Then they actually sum them together. But you realize if X is equals to 4 and Y is equals to 38, which is not exactly 10%, because it's 10% of 38, X should be 3.8. The X should be 3.8. But X is the human. There's not possible human have 3.8, isn't it? So this is the reason why I would think that maybe this part 1 have to add the word at least for it. Alright, so this is the reason why if at least 10%, that means you just see where is the 10% line. The 10% line is this one, right? So basically you just find the highest value for this line. That line, do we draw it just now? Okay, let me just see where exactly is a line just now. So you pass through 0, 0 and 440. 0, 0 and 440. 0, 0 and 440. Yeah, basically is this line. Yeah, I'm not sure you can see my mouse cursor or not. Yeah, it's basically is this line. So this line, you just see the highest part on your shaded region. So if highest part of the shaded region here will be your maximum value. Alright, so it's 4 and 38. 38. If the highest part over here is a decimal, then you just lower a bit. But you must get the answer is inside the shaded region. You cannot get the answer which is outside of the shaded region. Okay? Okay, so then what the D one? Okay, D basically is a objective function. Okay, so the objective function here, basically you need to form a line by yourself. I will just randomly tell you, not random, I will roughly tell you how to do this one. So for objective function, the formula is k equals to ax plus by. Okay, k can be any value, because a lot of students always ask me, what if my k value different with your k value? Because k value over here is just affect your gradient of your line, but then it won't affect the result. Alright, so okay, let me tell you how to do this one. Okay, the maximum allowance paid by the company, if the company agree to the allowance for 10 per hour for every y value, this is x value. So since they tell me y is 12, so I will say x is 25, so I will say 20x plus 10y. Okay, so what value should I put for k is, okay, because I need to draw a line, k later will be your maximum value after you find out what is your a and b. But now you need to find, I mean after you find out what is x and y, not a and b, I'm sorry. After you find out what is x and y. So what I will do over here is I need to draw this line and then move the line to the maximum. And then I will find out my x and y already. Then I sub into this objective function. Then I can get my maximum value. I can get my maximum allowance later. Okay, so over here I randomly put the k value here. But the k value here, normally I will just multiply them. Maybe in this case I multiply them, I say it's 250. Okay, a lot of students ask me, if I don't want to multiply, is it okay? Yes, you can put any number, even if you don't want to multiply, it is okay. But if you don't multiply, you can easily get the x value and y value in decimal. Because when we multiply, you can actually realize that later I divide 10, you can realize this number actually is easy to divide. It's easy to divide by 25 or easy to divide by 10. This is the purpose of why we want to multiply it. Okay, so of course you ask me if I want to add one more zero, can ah? Yes, oh, of course you can do that. As long as later your value is still inside the table, then any value you like. But I think 250 is a bit small, so I've tried to use 500. I want to show you I can use any value. Why I will choose 500? Because it's 250 times 2. Then I have a table here. Then this table, I will use any value I find it easier lah. So maybe I say when x equals to 10. When x equals to 10, you get 250, right? So you will get minus 250, so y will be 25. Okay, and I can say, what if x equals to 0? Then x equals to 0, your y is 50. It's a little bit big, so maybe I don't want to. Maybe x equals to, maybe y lah. Let me see. What value should I put for x? Maybe x equals to 20. Or x equals to 20. Then we have 500. But we don't have 20 in our x lah. I don't think. Do we have 20 in the graph here? Yeah, we don't have 20. Up to 18 only. So we don't do 20. Maybe we do any number smaller. Okay, when x equals to 5, I don't know. Okay, let's see 5. Yeah, 5 you actually get decimal, but it's fine. You just plot it. So 5 you get 125, 125. I don't like about 5. Yeah, maybe I will do 0 lah. 0 for x, this is 50. Okay, then you just draw out this line. So after you draw out this line already, then you will move the line to the maximum of the shaded region. So yeah, I couldn't draw here, but I can give you some ideas. 0, 50. So you just assume you have 0, 50 here. Is there any way I can draw my this one? Let me see. Yeah, I guess there's a way I can draw it. Okay, so let's say you have a 50 here. Okay, it's very hard for me to write 50. Okay, anyways, this preview app is very stupid. But I can draw a line, draw a dot is good. So we had 10 and 25. So 10 and 25 is basically here. 10 and 25. Oops, what happened? So yeah, you can see you have both of this one. So I hope it let me draw line. Yes, luckily it let me draw line. So I'm going to draw the line here. I'm going to connect this one to here. But why my objective function is different with his objective function? 10 plus 25, 10x plus 25y. I got wrong over here. Okay, so because my line gradient must be the same, so provide 10 for y, right? Is the drownman y or drownman is x? 10 allowance every drownman and 25 for architecture. I remember architecture is x, isn't it? Architecture, yeah, the architecture should be x, right? And drownman should be y. So I guess maybe the marking scheme is wrong. So anyway, okay, if let's say my line is correct, so this line is the line I have. So what I will do is, maybe I make it longer. What I will do is, I will actually move this line. Oops. How do I move the whole line? Yeah, I will move this line around here until I get the maximum value for it. So the maximum, it can be at the corner, this one, or it can be the last one. But I think it's the last one here. I'm not sure. So what you can do is, okay, if you move this line around, you will take the vertex one. This one is 438. This one is 1323. So I will sub both of the value back into my objective function, and then I see which one actually give me highest value. So what happened is, I will do here, I have two coordinate, right? 338 and the other one is 1323. So I try to sub into here, which is 25x plus 10y. So if x is 4, 25 4 plus 38 10. So this is 380, so I get 480, which is for the allowance. Then I will do the same thing for the next one. So 25 for 13 plus 10 for 23. Then this one I will use the calculator. 25 times 13 plus 230. This one is k equals to 555. Obviously this number is higher, right? Because we look for maximum. So therefore I will not choose this one. I will choose this one. Alright, this is how we do this topic, and that's all for this super long. Yeah, I can't believe I live up to 3 hours, because yeah, this is the longest live stream I ever have. Yeah, and there's 25 students still here. Yeah, I need to go to rest. So yeah, since the student have question, yeah, let's stay about 5 or 10 minutes. Is there anything you want to ask me? For Nicholas Lee. In the graph, we must put y as subject. Let me read the question. I can't really read. Also, because of the range might change. Not necessarily you must make y as a subject, but yeah, because the equation y, okay, y is a subject, then one is the gradient form of the linear. That means it's another form of the straight line. Yeah, it's not necessary. So when tomorrow live stream, I guess tomorrow will be quite late also. You should expect about 10 p.m. like that, because after I finish my class, I need to go to have my dinner, and then I reach home, I take a shower. It's about that. So you should expect quite late. Yeah. But if you are really confident, then yeah, maybe you don't need to join the live tomorrow, so doesn't matter. Yeah. So tomorrow mostly we'll discuss about paper 1 for Pahang. So how to shade the region, because the size can change. Okay, so when you got bigger, right? Okay, this one how to shade. Bigger normally shade on the top side, and smaller actually shade the lower side. You should know how to. Okay, the sign will not change one. The bigger or less than the sign is always the same, unless you divide negative value only. Yeah. Good night for those students who want to go to rest. Yeah, so the sign will not change. If you do not know how to shade, right, you go to check out my inequality video. I do teach you how to shade the shaded region. Yeah, so I guess that's all. If you have anything, yeah, you just PM me in my Facebook, or you better ask the question on the group. Recently I'm super busy, so there's no way I can answer your question in my Facebook. So basically we don't have to change the equation, except the changing the range in the equal. Yeah, you don't randomly change the equation. So normally whatever equation you have, then you just follow. Okay, what is your Pusat tuition? Actually I teach in one place is IGS center, something like that. It's one of my friend tuition center, but I just take a small room over there, and then I just teach over there. And the other one is in Permaisuri one. I can't remember. It's something like Pusat tuition Pijat Sana or something like that. Yeah, if you are interested, you can find me in Facebook, and then I can send you the address. Because normally I just take one of the room inside there, and then I just teach over there. It's not my own tuition center. Okay, so anyways, yeah, you all should go to rest already, because now it's 1:30. Yeah, so thanks for watching. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, last question. Because like the SPM 2016, they give a statement y equals to 3, x equals to 3y, and ask us to convert it into a word statement. Okay, So you have to understand the question, because x equals to 3y, you cannot shade. There's no way you shade. You must have bigger or less than. So this is the reason why you read the sentence, you will understand is it's bigger or less than, then only you shade the part you want. Yeah, definitely it's not for you, because most of you are actually taking the SPM this year. So but wish you all the best. So that's all. I will off the live stream already. Yeah. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.